Welcome back. Well, the fentanyl crisis is intensifying throughout our nation, folks. Thousands and thousands of street drugs are being laced with fentanyl, and young teens and young adults are unknowingly taking these drugs that they've been laced and killing them. Drug Enforcement Administration now releasing a public safety alert for the first time in 6 years on laced prescription drugs. In September, the DEA said, quote, DEA and its law enforcement partners are seizing deadly fake pills in record rates. More than 9.5 million counterfeit pills were seized so far this year, which is more than double last year. Officials report a dramatic rise in the number of counterfeit pills that contain at least 2 milligrams. By the way, that's like specs, and 2 milligrams is a deadly dose, folks. Among the thousands of teens who have died from lace pills, I like putting names with faces so you know this is real. And by the way, it's happening on Snapchat because they'll sell pills and use videos to sell them on there. 14-year-old Alexander Neville, 29-year-old Jessica Shaley Filson, 16-year-old Daniel Puerta, and 20-year-old Alexandra Capeludo. That's 4 of them right there. And there's thousands of them. Now, Snapchat says they're working to try and remove drug dealers off of their platform as quickly as possible, and that they are working with law enforcement to hold folks accountable. But this is a big place where kids and teenagers and young 20-something-year-olds are using the Snapchat to get a pill. They think it's a Vicodin. They take it, and it's got a couple of grains or whatever, rather, of fentanyl, and the next thing you know, they're dead. Parents, wake up, pay attention. Derek Maltz is the former director of Drug Enforcement Administration and Special Operations Division. He's been on the program before. Derek, welcome back. I know this is something that you hold true to your heart. I know you carry around pictures of kids we've lost to these overdoses. We've had this happen in my close, immediate family as well. And let me tell you, I want something done. What are we doing, Derek, to try and put a stop to this besides getting the word out? And I know our Border Patrol agents and DEA's hands are tied at the border because we have an administration that won't lock it down. So what can we do?
So, Dan, first of all, thank you for having me back. Thank you for your interest in the topic. You did a great job setting this up. So a couple of things I want to highlight. The DEA administrator had her press release, emergency alert. And one thing that was really important, Dan, is that they did an analysis in the lab. 4 out of 10 of those pills contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. Ugh. That means with the 9.5 million that was seized this year by DEA, they saved over 3 million lives. Also, I will say I'm very proud, despite the hands being tied, the Border Patrol, Homeland Security Investigations, DEA continues to take the poison off the street. Unfortunately, though, Dan, having an open border and allowing the cartel representatives to be able to get into America, to all of our cities, to bring the contraband is a recipe for disaster. One thing I want to note, Dan, is that, you know, the supply chain of legitimate goods is having such a difficult time getting the goods into America now. Yeah. Why the hell can the Mexican cartels deliver this poison like a tsunami of poison in our country?
We can't get a refrigerator because it's sitting in a boat off the California coast. I know. Exactly. We should just take all those goods and take them to Mexico and then let the cartel bring our appliances in. I'm being a smartass. But you're right. No. We've got supply chains on both sides of our country, hundreds of ships waiting while the cartel's shipping up humans and drugs every frickin' hour.
Right. It reminds me of the COVID, right? We have to have vaccine cards. I was in New York. You can't get into a restaurant without a card.
They don't have them.
But yet the illegals, the migrants come in, they don't have anything, and the cartels are making billions. But the thing I would like to say is that I have been supporting families, and you're right. Not only do I have the photos in my phone, I make the photo collages. I'm up to 25 photo collages with 90 young Americans. The families are grieving. Saturday, I'm going to a rally in Maryland. African-American community is suffering, and the mother kind of was begging me to come out and speak to the public out there because no one's paying attention. So I was at least very happy that the DEA put out a public service warning. But where's our drug czar? We need public service announcements every night on prime time TV.
This is the real pandemic, right, Derek? And I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a pandemic. I mean, the last time I had you on a few months ago, we were saying 20-some% of all the pills had fentanyl.
Exactly.
You're saying now 4 out of 10. So my math, I'm not a mathematician, that's almost 40%. So this is a pandemic. Why aren't we screaming from the rooftops, pay attention to what your kids, young teens and 20-year-olds are taking because they think they're taking a Vicodin or an Oxy for fun or to relieve some pain, and it might very well be to relieve pain, and then it kills them.
Dan, so here's my point, right? This is not a red or a blue issue. It's a red, white, and blue issue. All Americans should care about this because kids from all walks of life, economic backgrounds, socioeconomic status. And so it's really just, it's surprising, like people aren't outraged. We're starting to see some mainstream media coverage.
I'm outraged. Yeah, we got to keep it out there. Derek, real quick, because they're wrapping me up. If parents are like, how do I talk to my kids about this to see if they're using or whatever, how do I look for warning signs? Is there somewhere they can go? Can they reach out to get some advice on how to interject and get involved and make sure, God forbid, their family members aren't taking these laced drugs?
Absolutely. Lost Voices of Fentanyl is a Facebook group. There's another great one, the Fentanyl Coalition. I work with the families. They put out tremendous information, and there's a lot of material that can help parents because most of the parents, Dan, they only wish they had a warning, and no one knew about the fentanyl coming from the Mexican labs right across our border and flooding our streets every day. Yeah, and they're getting some of the fentanyl from China, too. And I'll just end with this. If the border was closed like it was, we wouldn't see this 2, 3, 4, 900 times amount of drugs coming in, and we know who's responsible for that open border. I know you don't like getting political like I do, but I will throw Joe Biden right under that bus all day long. Derek Maltz, thank you so much for coming on the program, brother. We appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you, Dan. Anytime. Yeah, you take care.